Howdy.
Howdy.
I think we're live.
We are live.
Anyway. Yeah. I think we're live. All right.
Wait, no.
Yep, let me turn that off. What?
I'm
yeah,
not
go
ready.
back.
I'm not ready. Go back.
Has anybody ever truly been ready? I think ready is just something you say. You're like, I'm ready. Are you actually, though? Have you fully mentally and physically prepared yourself to be ready? What does being ready mean? David is also not plugged in. That's why we can't hear him. Actually, his mic works, just not his earphones. So we were mentally ready, technologically not. Which there's a lot of knobs, buttons, levers, pull starts. There's a lot of strange things to this to live streaming. I think at one day, maybe you'll just be able to press a button and you'll be live streaming. And live streaming has actually gotten more complicated than it was before.
Well, it's hard because I work at the same desk. Like, I edit my videos at the same desk that we live stream. At the same desk that I, like, do other computer work.
Yeah, at the same desk you watch, like, cats falling down and doing funny things at.
Yeah, so it's hard to be prepared for everything.
Same desk you cry at.
I sleep here sometimes.
Same desk you sleep at. A lot of stuff happens at this desk, okay?
It's where the magic happens. Usually
no one call it magic.
No,
maybe the dark arts.
No, everybody introduces their bedroom as where the magic happens, but I introduce the office
This
as
is where the magic happens. This is where the editing happens anyway. I think that's a great quote and something we do quite often. And that was Ernest Hemingway. He's one of my heroes. I love Hemingway. I love his prose.
What quote? Where the magic happens? I thought that was from MTV
No,
Cribs.
that was it was. The quote, you used it the other day, and it was write drunk, edit sober.
Yeah.
Which I think is, if anybody wants just one colloquialism, or it's not really colloquialism, it's more like a parody. What's that? One kind of, if you want one sentence that just sounds really good, is polished, about making any kind of video, write drunk and edit sober. Ernest Hemingway knew what was up. And you can break that down not as get drunk and make your videos, more as create passionately and refine dispassionately is really the ultimate meaning of that.
I learned that quote when I was really young.
Yeah.
Like, too young to be getting drunk.
Well, it's not about getting drunk.
Yeah.
It's just about passion. You should always create passionately. You don't always create with the end goal of being a polished product that's ready for mass consumption. You create with passion. You create, you don't create perfect. You create something that is not ready for mass consumption. You create something that's just an avatar for all of your angst and love and joy and terror. And you create that. And you create that just off the cuff with maximum passion. And then when you want to refine it, you do it dispassionately. And those two things mixed together makes good content. Anyway, I didn't come up with that. So if everyone's like, "Wow, Josh, that sounds really good," like, I did not come up with that. That was Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway.
I just am explaining it over and over again.
Yeah, I just said it in my last video. I don't remember why, but
I don't remember why either. That's okay though. Today we're talking about dads.
Yeah, I was talking to everybody in the chat about my stepdad, and I wanted to dedicate this live stream to anyone in the chat who is a stepdad and is being the dad that stepped up because the real dad sucks.
Yeah.
Which is a step away from
this all
what
starts
David is doing.
Yeah, this all starts with Joseph in the Bible, because he wasn't the dad, he was the dad who stepped up. He also had to buy the whole Immaculate Conception thing, so like big ups to Joseph. That's where it starts, and we're all the way here to this motorcycle and Mark the stepdad. So being a father comes in many shapes and forms, and just mentorship, I think, is a better word to use than being a father, because anybody can be a mentor. You don't have to be a blood relative to be a mentor, but that is like being a father. And, you know, we think we naturally crave fathers. We need them. And some people are like, I don't need a dad. But if you like are just aggressively don't need one, you extra need one.
Yeah, I went through a phase in my life where I was like, I don't need a dad. But then I just realized I had been being daddied by my mom most of my life.
Yeah.
And by like other male role models.
I
And
think
then once I like came to terms with that, I was like, wow, I need like 5 dads actually.
I think it's pretty important to have a masculine influence in your life. That could be a woman can give a masculine influence. I'm not saying that a woman can't be masculine. Obviously they can. But I think it's important to have a feminine and a masculine influence in your life. Both are equally important. I guess you couldn't say equally, but both are important.
I agree.
It just would be impossible to say like they're equal. You know, who knows? For every person it's different. But you need both, I believe, to be a well-rounded human being. I actually was almost completely, besides my grandfather, was raised by women. Completely.
I don't know why you were going to say raised by wolves.
Might as well have been.
Like, straight up, that is how I thought you were going to end that sentence.
I was basically raised by a commune of female artists. Like, you know, after my grandpa died anyway. You know, and he died when I was, I think, 11. You know, and
you could describe your grandfather in like 5 words, and the entire chat would know exactly who the type of person he is.
Oh, definitely, Bob.
First of all, that's the first description is his name.
Yeah, his first name is Bob. His second name has a hyphen, or an apostrophe in it. Bob O'Neill. Bob O'Neill had like 9 brothers. They all died. Like every single one of them. Well,
That's
you know,
tragic.
It was the 1920s, dude. People died a little more often back then, believe it or not.
1920s?
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. I mean, not for women.
They died in like weird ways, like duels and bar fights and fucking shit that happened in rural America in the 1920s, which was like not that far removed from the fucking Wild West. Like rural America in the 1920s was a very different place. Like cities were on their way to being a little more recognizable as what we exist in today, but rural America in the late 1800s and early 1900s was like fucking imagine it was, I mean, essentially what we would call today would call a third world country. Not like in a bad way, like people are starving or something like that, but like, you know, you live in a small town in the middle of fucking America, like you have almost no communication with the outside world. Newspaper, maybe. Word of mouth.
What was the broadcast that people thought was real?
War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells. That's the kind of thing that can happen then, though.
Yeah. I just always think about that sometimes, and I'm like, wow. I wonder if that would ever happen again.
Flipping the boom wheel, thank you, man.
Oh, Flip, thank you so much.
All super chats, all Patreon donations, all of that goes directly towards fixing up and purchasing motorcycles to give away for Forgotten Angels. Luckily, this last motorcycle that we've got right now, the Big Step Dad Energy Gary bike, that was completely donated and there was nothing wrong with it at all. So we didn't have to spend $1 on that besides the gas money to pick it up, which was, you know, a little bit, but like, thank you. Big ups to the guy who donated it. So
yeah, I mean,
cool.
It's been the easiest raffle bike so far.
Believe it or not, you know the bike that we spent the most money on fixing it up?
What?
The KLR.
Why is that?
100%. Because everything was wrong with it. Everything was wrong with it. And we put a lot of cool stuff on it. The bags, exhaust, like, you know.
I think it was just because you were honestly just really excited to have
I was
a
excited
KLR
about
in
it.
your presence. And you were like,
well, it's also like, how do you got to make the KLR good? Like, just the KLR by itself is like, whatever, it's just like a big street legal dirt bike. But like my idea for it was like, no, adventure bike. So you got to get bags. I bought the cheapest bags you can buy. That are still hard bags. But they're still like $600. You know, the exhaust still like $400. So I'm just saying, the KLR was the most expensive bike. Out of every bike that we've worked on. Like for like stuff we put on afterwards. This has been the cheapest bike. Actually, nah, the Buell's the cheapest because if you take in the gas money.
So
Literally, we just bought a battery for this one. I went
think-
down to the used battery store. It was $20. That was it.
I think the most expensive bike has actually been the Lowrider ST.
Yeah, but that wasn't our money.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, if you're talking about like cost, like
That was definitely the most expensive bike. But anyway, today we're talking about big stepdad energy. The Lowrider ST was more expensive than the
Okay,
Road King.
because I know it wasn't our money, but I was just like, how?
Only
like-
because the Lowrider has ST is a cheaper bike than the Road King, but the stuff it had done to it. It had the
Okay.
fairing, it had the custom paint, like it had more done to it.
How much does a new Road King cost?
About 22 grand. It's the Lowrider ST, or it wasn't a Lowrider ST. We made a Lowrider ST. When we started making that bike, my concept was like, oh, a light touring bike. It didn't exist. We made it. So big ups to me for the
Creating the Lowrider ST for
you know.
Harley?
Yeah. They saw what we were doing over here, and they were like, I guess we'll make one too. But yeah, it didn't exist when we made it. There was no Lowrider ST. It was just a Lowrider S that we made into a touring bike. So,
Anywho,
huge thanks to everyone who's bought a ticket right now.
yes.
You guys are doing the right thing. You're being a bad person, doing good things. You've got big stepdad energy. Because guess what? I don't know how many of you guys stopped needing a dad when you turned 18, but it wasn't me.
I started needing more dads
Well, you
after turning 18.
Well, you just realize you need more.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right?
Yes.
Hey, you're 14 years old. Nobody needs a dad. Then you turn for 19, 20 years old. You're like, well, someone please
Yeah,
be my
I'm
father.
like, please, anybody adopt me. I'll do anything.
So that's one of the big things about Forgotten Angels, and the young men that they help, and also anybody too, because it's not just it's the people that David and Cindy help are not just young men, because I've had people ask me that. They're like, well, what about young women? What about single moms? What about this and stuff like that? What about an 18-year-old girl who gets out of foster care with a baby, pregnant maybe? You get 18th birthday. Here's the trash bag. You're pregnant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they help them too. They just don't live on the property because like, you ever watch National Geographic? Like, no, fucking a bunch of 18-year-olds cannot be co-ed. I'm sorry.
Or babies.
Yeah, I don't fucking make the rules, dude. I just work here, okay? Like, I'm just fucking telling it how it is. But they help us. So Forgotten Angels helps a lot more people than you see on the property. And so people who have come to the property, people who come to the campouts, you've seen the tiny homes, you've seen the young men who have lived there, who have the graduating class, some of them. A lot of people, this is one of my big nasty comments I get. It's not really a nasty comment. It's just somebody who like thought of something that they thought was very clever, but it's actually kind of nasty. Is I can't tell you how many times I've gotten something like, well, why don't they, young man, nice, strong, 18-year-old, why don't they just join the military? Just join the military, serve your country. Plenty of them have joined the military. Like, that happens.
Also, some of them can't.
Some of them can't due to felonies. Some of them can't.
Some of them can't tie their shoes.
Yeah, some of them aren't ready. And by the way, if you think you just can join the military right now,
Like, are you serious?
This is not 1992. Like after the first, like the 80s and 90s, the military would be like just sweep into a small town, sweep into Pig Knuckle, Alabama, and be like, "Who's 19 years old, a red-blooded American, ready to serve their country?" You know, and they'd be like, "Me." And they're like, "We'll take you. Come on." It ain't like that no more. You go to the recruiter's office. They're like, "How tall are you?" It's like signing up to play baseball, dude. Like, "Oh, you're under 6 foot tall. Sorry, like we can't take you." Like the military is much more stringent now. It's way harder to get in than it used to be. They don't just. It's not just like a backup plan. That's how the military used to be. Like when I was a teenager, the military was a backup plan. Like you're like, oh shit's not working out. Join the military. At least we'll send you to college. Because you just walk in, sign up, and you're literally like on a fucking you're at boot camp and 2 days later. It was like that. Now it's like they're like, dude. You got to be fucking on top of it. You got to really pass some tests. You have to be physically fit. You have to be, you have to really fucking get. They're not just taking anybody. And there's the reason for that are. Oh God, I'm getting off on a tangent. Nobody cares. I'm just
Well,
saying.
that is why the kids at Forgotten Angels don't just join the military.
See, that's what. Look, Buck Brown. Army took him at 34 in 2006. Wow. If you try to join the Army right now at like 29, they're gonna laugh you out of the room. They want fucking young bucks, dude, strong.
The weirdest thing happened to me the other day. I know I'm going off on a tangent here again, but like I walked in, I was at the bank and somebody in the military walked in and he was younger than me.
Shay, they're all younger than you.
It was so weird though.
Shay,
I'm old.
You are at a cusp age. So you're not too old to join the military.
I know,
but you would have a hard time getting in right now. You would have to.
Oh, they would not take me.
No, I'm just saying. Let's say like everything was fine. You would have to be very, very like top of your class in order to join the military at the age you are now. They don't want you. They want 22-year-olds.
Hey, Josh. Speaking of boot camp, I digress, and I'm going to go off on a tangent because Steve from excuse me. Okay, Steve from Indy Ridge is here on the live stream, and I wanted to thank him personally for the boots that he sent to Forgotten Angels. We've been able to do so much good with them. I've been able to drive around Georgia delivering them personally, and we still have more to give out. So I just wanted to thank you so much for your support of Forgotten Angels. It means the world to us, and it means the world to Cindy as well.
What's his name? Whose name is it? Steve L?
Steve L.
Steve L?
Yeah.
That's Steve from me. They sent so many boots to Forgotten Angels for us to give away to help get people, involved in the mission that like I've just been using for target practice mostly.
What do you mean?
That was a joke. I'm kidding. Throw them up in the air, shoot them. There's so many Indy Ridge. I'm kidding.
Oh. I was like, what are you saying?
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate you so much. You got his number? Like his phone number? We can call him.
No, I would love to talk to Steve personally.
Yeah, Steve, drop either myself, Shay Lisi, or David an email with your phone number. We'll call you.
Shay Lisi at brapstar.com.
Yeah, just don't read it out loud. Don't read it out loud. I know you won't. I'm just like, that's always my knee jerk reaction. I'm like, oh, there it is, and just like say it out loud to David. Now everybody has it. I'm gonna pee real quick, and then let's get Steve's phone number and give him a ring.
I'll give him my number.
No. Like saying it out loud. Like we go here. We're like, oh wow, okay. Steve L 8675309. All right, man. You call him up, David.
To be fair, David's cell phone number is public information.
Yeah.
Like if you Google Forgotten Angels, David's cell phone number comes up. So if you guys ever don't just call David, but like if you have a question about Forgotten Angels, he'll answer you. I mean, you could always just email him too. I don't know if I can help you out with your Sportster, Hamilton. I can't even help me out with my Sportster. Like, I was downstairs trying to I don't have a running motorcycle right now. Did you send me an email, Steve, or did you text David?
I put my name out there. Some space in the text.
Hey, David, can I ask you a question that's totally off the rails?
You certainly can.
Do you prefer yellow cheese or white cheese?
Yellow cheese.
Never mind.
Well, what's funny is my favorite cheese is yellow, but I eat more white cheese. A lot more white cheese, actually. Because I'm married. And I eat what I'm told.
Yeah, Laura, I'm still supporting the Donald Trump comb over. I'm not going to change my hair just because you made fun of me. Good try, though.
Someone making fun of me, I'm like, I'm going to keep it the same now.
Yeah, it's like now I'm gonna swoop it even harder over.
People say that fear is the greatest motivator, but it's not. It's spite.
Yeah, honestly, I'm fueled by spite. 100%.
We must disown David now.
Who says that?
I don't know if it was funny. Justin.
You can't. David's the dad. You disown a son. I think you estrange a father. Estrange.
You know what? This Sunday's Father's Day.
It is. We'll have to do something nice for David.
I know. Right? For real. I always think it's weird. It's like, what must Father's Day be like when you pretend your kids don't exist?
Probably weird, guilty feeling. Or maybe you don't notice. Like, I wouldn't have noticed it was Father's Day. And me and David have plans on Sunday already for the next raffle bike.
Ooh.
But, which is not as fast as this raffle bike, so don't get too excited. But we have plans for the next raffle bike on Sunday already, so Artie would have been hanging out for him. But this time, I probably will pay for half the gas, instead of letting him pay for it.
What the hell is DILF Day?
Dad, I'd like to fuck.
Oh, man.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised you didn't know what that was.
I didn't. That's modern metal. I hope it's a female, but you could talk to Cindy about that one.
Dude, I do see what you're talking about with David back there. You can tell we set up our color grading for us because David literally looks like a NyQuil sleep paralysis demon back there right now.
I'm sorry.
I just look. It's fine. Like, we can't do anything about it.
I don't know how to set up the lighting for your skin tone.
David looks like a. You ever play a fighting video game like Super Smash Brothers, and he looks like a character you haven't unlocked yet.
He's like he's the shadow.
I'm sorry.
Like the night version of your character.
I've just been waiting to use that joke for a long time, and I finally found an opening. So we're going to celebrate David this Sunday, and all the other dads who have stepped up. We're changing it from Father's Day. Good ups to all you fathers, and there's a lot of great fathers out there, but we're going to celebrate.
It's not too late to buy a ticket.
The dads who didn't have to be fathers, because those are the ones that we're talking about. Those are the people who are helping right now. I'm not saying you don't get to call yourself a dad because you bought a $25 raffle ticket. But what you are helping to create is a system that helps people who need someone to tell them what to do, who need guidance, who need someone to go there. And that's what I was getting at before when I was saying they don't just help young men who've aged out of foster care. They help young women. They also help adults, full-grown adults. When I say full-grown adults, I mean people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah, anyone who truly
needs help. And this is just people who need guidance still. Because there's so many people who are in their 30s and 40s even who still just never got the guidance that they needed. And so this is something that David and I talk about often. David, and Shay talk about often is opening up another branch. One of the first places that we're talking about opening up, I don't know if it'll be the first place that gets opened up, is doing something in Portland. Because Portland's homeless population,
it's
where do you start?
Out of control.
You start where it's the worst, not where it's the best. So as far as all the places that I've been, Portland has the biggest problem that I've ever seen. I can't believe that Portland's homeless population exists in America, the land of the fucking free. It's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. That
Truly.
in the most
It's the same
I love
in California.
Yeah, I love America. Like I am an American. I'm a fan. I'm a patriot. I think there's problems in this country, but that doesn't change the fact of who I am and what I believe in. And the fact that you can walk around downtown Portland and you see the tent cities on the sidewalks, and everyone wants to make it political. They want to, well, if they hadn't passed this one law, shut the fuck up. Stop right now. If they hadn't done this, or the libtards and this, no, stop. And stop thinking about some law that they pass that is a soundbite that you can consume from some fucking talking head. I don't care if it's on CNN or it's on Fox. They all are saying the same shit in a different way. Don't think about the law or the soundbite or anything that's a problem. What you need to think about is the sheer humanity that is existing in conditions that we would cry about in Nigeria. That would be like, oh, that's so sad. Well, that's fucking happening in America right now. And so that's where we want to start. And I got off on a little bit of a tangent there, but what that looks like is When I say being the dad who stepped up and being a stepdad, is what that looks like is finding out what government programs are available, helping people, not necessarily by building them a home and just gifting it to them, which is what David has never done that. Neither has Cindy. That's never what they've done. It's all about building personal accountability, about follow through, and about making sure somebody does what they're going to do, which is what a father figure and a mother figure as well. It's what a parental figure does for you, is be like, if you're just struggling and you don't know what to do, someone's going to tell you. They're not going to fucking do it for you, because that doesn't solve anything, but they're going to tell you what to do, show you the path, but not just go like, all right, see you later, here's the path. But then like in a few days be like, hey, hello, hey, you doing that? Oh, you didn't, did you? Oh, you didn't do it. All right, well, fucking let's get on that shit. And I feel like that's really what it is because there are so many programs, there's so much help available, there's so many things people can do, but you have people who, even someone in their late 20s, who just existed long enough to become a person who lives in a tent on the street. This is a person who lacks the guidance and the mentorship that was needed to instill in them the follow-through that it takes to succeed. So I'm just like, just a small peek into like what I think the future of Forgotten Angels might look like. It's just people doing that. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at all you guys, not the ones who need guidance. Because there's a lot of those in the chat too. But all y'all who are like, yeah, I could guide somebody. That's who I'm looking at in the future. And how we're going to teach you guys how to give back more than just monetarily. But right now, it is about the raffle. And right now, we're working on pushing it out there. And we have a very classic stepdad bike, 1997 Evo Bad Boy. This was before your time, Shay. The Evo Bad Boy. This was 1990s drag bike.
I was alive in the 1990s.
Yeah, but you did not know this motorcycle existed.
I didn't know anything existed in the 1990s. I was a baby. I was born in 95, okay?
Fair enough, man. Dude, in 1997, if you had a green and purple on black Ghost Flame 100 cubic inch Evo ground pounder drag bike, you were the baddest motherfucker on the block. And that was an expensive bike back then because that's not a Harley. That's what everyone thinks. Oh, it's a Harley. It's not. Every single thing on that bike is aftermarket. So this would have been like a builder's bike back in the day. There's some places that sold them. You could just go to a place to buy it. Some people just built them, kind of like a kit car. You know what a kit car is? You can still order kit cars.
I don't know what that is.
So a kit car is something where you just like, it won't come with the engine, but it comes with everything else. So it just comes to you in pieces and you put it together yourself. And it could be a lot of different things. You know, some of them are experimental, like they don't look like anything. Some of them will look like an old car. You know, some of them will be like just a body that you take the body off a car you already have. Volkswagens are very popular for it because a Volkswagen is a very small car that still has a body and frame design. And they made Volkswagens up till like 10 years ago. You could still buy a Volkswagen Bug in Mexico. So there's a lot of them out there. But so you would call it a kit bike.
I did not know that.
So but then it means all the stuff on it is better than Harley stuff. So it doesn't have Harley brakes. It has brakes from Performance Machine. It doesn't have suspension from Harley. It has better suspension. You know, it doesn't have Harley wheels. It's got aftermarket wheels.
I've just been calling it the Harley, not Harley.
Yeah, it's not a Harley. It doesn't have a Harley motor. It's got a 100 cubic inch rev tech. You know, it doesn't have a Harley transmission. It's got like it's got everything on it is aftermarket.
James, it's not too late to get in the raffle.
No, we haven't pulled it yet.
What time are we going to pull the ticket?
I don't know. I'm really been going off on tangents tonight, so I have not even talked about the bike yet. We still have other giveaways.
Yeah. So we're 30
to do before this.
So hello, welcome to the live stream. We're 30 minutes in. This is where, if it was your mom's house, we would play the intro. Welcome to your mom's house.
We could play the Shadetree Surgeon song. I've got the other song too that I never play. You know why? Because it got hit with a copyright, which is bullshit.
No.
No. It's fine because obviously I'm going to win the copyright because it's not. It's a It's a cover.
Yeah.
But then the person who owns the copyright to the song that uses a sample of it isn't on YouTube. So they're not there to respond to it. Which means I would win if they responded to it and I sent it and I was like, hey, it's obviously like fair use. I would win anyway. But if they don't respond to it, it puts the money in escrow for 30 days, right? So you don't get any money from your video for 30 days. And then after 30 days, if they don't respond, then you automatically win the case. Cool, right?
Damn.
Except it takes another 3 months after that for them to pay you.
Oh my God! So if you guys want to,
so 4 months is what it takes.
Shadetree Surgeon, because all his videos have been getting demonetized lately.
So all the videos that I used that song in, I still have, and this was over 3 months ago. I still haven't gotten paid for them. $0.
Oh, dude, that's rough.
And it was a bunch of them too. And I like, because I was like, dude, I won the case. Like, why am I not getting paid? I thought I was going to be like, because I knew I was waiting for them to respond. Because like, oh, dude, I'm disputing this. Like, this is obviously, we're fine. And then they didn't respond. And they didn't respond. They didn't respond. I was like, what the fuck? They're going to wait for the 30 days? And then the 30 days, I was like, all right, cool, now. And then nothing happened for another month. And I was like, what the fuck? And I finally I got someone from YouTube through. And they're like, oh, yeah, dude, it actually takes 3 months for you to get the money from escrow.
Do you actually get to speak to somebody in person?
Not in person. They're YouTube, if you didn't know this, if you are...
Not in person, but on the phone.
On the phone, no. Through text.
Okay.
Is how I talk. It's just a chat line. Anybody can... If you're a creator, it's on your shit. Like, when you're in the YouTube studio, it has a contact from someone. I can't believe more people don't use it. I use it all the time. Like, because YouTube is always demonetizing my stuff, and I dispute everything. So I'm a real pain in the ass. I'm probably my name is on a list somewhere. Being like pain in the ass.
Yeah, like as soon as that's like the first thing in the notes in your file.
Pain in the ass. Because I take
Ignore
everything.
Ignore him at all costs.
No. I take everything to the final step.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like on YouTube, there's like 6 different things that can shut you down before you get to the final decision. That actually involves like an actual you know what I mean? And I'm like, next one. And they fight you. They'll be like, oh, well, actually, we can't. We this and that. They give you all this shit. You have to jump through so many hoops, but I know all the fucking hoops. And guess what? I've been practicing jumping through them. That's why I'm a pain in the ass. Because I take it to the last step for the tiniest thing. Like the smallest little itty bitty niggle. I'm like, I'm taking this motherfucker to the top every single time. When it comes to YouTube, I'm Karen. I ask for a manager every fucking time.
What's the male version of a Karen?
Carl? I don't know. Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin. Sorry to all the Kevins in the world.
That must suck. Like, my older sister's name is Karen, and I can't imagine what it must be.
I can tell you I know a Karen, and she doesn't like it.
Really? Yeah.
No, she hates it.
It must be horrible.
How much has been raised year to date for Forgotten Angels? Probably like...
Yeah, I answered it on there. What, 160?
Yeah. Right now we're at 158 exactly. 158, 150. Just kidding. Somebody just bought some tickets. No, it can't be a Kyle because a Kyle already is a thing. The Kyle is like drinks Monster and punches holes in walls.
Kevin the Sea Cucumber. I love motors and metal. Funny. Male Karen is a Josh.
Yeah,
I thought of the word that I was trying to think of, a resource strain. That's what I am. For YouTube.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to somebody's going to do it, dude. I had to do one recently because they like, when you have videos that get demonetized, even if you're right and you fight them, and I had to fight the last 3 videos that got demonetized, I had to fight all the way to the top until it gets reviewed by the internal team. And I got 2 of them approved. One of them will eventually get approved, but you don't get the money for it still. Like you still get $0. That's why people don't fight it to the internal review. because it takes, my internal review will take about a month to finally get word back, and it will get approved. Like, I know it will.
So subscribe to Josh's Patreon.
Once the internal review is done, the video's already existed. So it's already existed without any sort of ad revenue for a month. Well, you make all of your, if anybody who's a creator knows, you make all of your ad revenue in the first 48 hours. And after that, you might make like a couple bucks. It's all in the first 48. So if YouTube strikes it or does anything in the first 48 hours, you're sunk.
So what do they do with the revenue?
It just has no ads on it. They put no ads on it.
Okay.
They still make money on it because they make money on it through their ads, but they put different ads anyway. But it's still you still have to fight it, because if you're just like, oh, I won't fight it because like it's not like you're getting the money back. Don't do that. Fight it anyway, because it's called setting a fucking precedent. And so I always fight it all the way to the top every single fucking time, even if I'm not going to get a single dollar for it. You have to fight it every single time, because you're setting a precedent that you're not going to just let them arbitrarily do this. And for YouTube, it's not even like oh, fuck the creator, fuck this. It's completely dispassionate for them. For them, it's just cheaper for them to just have a blanket ban than it is to have somebody investigate every single thing. So I understand as a corporation why it's cheaper for them to do this. That's why you have to fight it every single time. But then again, after I win all these, then I'm going to have to fight, and I will win. I'll have to fight my low accuracy score for self-rating. Because right now, I have a low accuracy score for self-rating, which will, unless I fight it and get someone actually on, like an actual person that I'm talking to reverse it, I'll have a low accuracy score for like 6 months or something like that. And that's because I rated 3 videos that as friendly for ads on my self-rating, but then they got struck as not friendly for ads and demonetized. So now I have a low accuracy score. But even when those they all got approved, that doesn't reverse my low accuracy score. So I have to fight that too. And that's fine. But I'm just telling you, anyone out there who's a creator, fight it. And don't take no for an answer. Ever. For anything. Make them kick you out. Don't take no for an answer. Anyway, that's just a little behind the scenes YouTube information. I have to do this all the time. Shay, I can't tell you how many times Shay has heard me cussing when I have to do this. It happens all the time.
All the friggin' time.
So back to the actual bike. We haven't talked about it at all, barely. So, Shay Lisi just shared that link right now. There is a mid to late 90s Softail bad boy. Green and purple flames on black. Billet monstrosity. This thing ruled the streets in the 90s. This was the bike to have. Like when you saw a movie star on TV, this was the motorcycle they rode. This was like the pinnacle of the Evo. Twin cam came about in 2000. So that was like a mixed year, like I think there was still some early 2000 Evos. I could be wrong though. Anyway, 2000, Twin came around and just completely changed the game. But up until then, this was like the very pinnacle of Evo choppers. This was before even West Coast Customs was a thing, but they were doing like Monster Garage. So Jesse James was a chopper builder, and he built bikes that look like this. This looks like a Jesse James bike. But that he was on TV for like Monster Garage. Yeah. Remember Monster Garage?
No.
Pull it up on YouTube. A lot of people here remember it. Like some Monster Garage, whatever comes up first. Like it'll be some like clip that's famous from it or something. They would come. It was like one of those shows. Maybe not the first, but definitely the first popular one, where the concept was, here are a bunch of fabricators. And we're just going to give them a task and see if they can do it.
Okay.
And so it wasn't even a competition. It was just like a Monster Garage. We're just going to build something crazy. It wasn't like, oh, you're competing against this other team. I think it eventually turned into that. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't that at first. But Jesse James he got his famous building choppers in the early 90s during the chopper renaissance. Like big choppers were gigantic in the 60s and
chopper
70s.
Renaissance.
Yeah. Yeah, they came back in the 90s. At late 80s, early 90s. They experienced a renaissance.
You got even more famous.
There
for
was a
dating Sandra
Renaissance
Bullock.
era for motorcycles.
I don't know. I guess that depends on what renaissance means.
Yeah, I'm like,
Is renaissance like the second coming or the first? Is a renaissance like the awakening or the second coming? I'm not really sure.
I thought Renaissance meant like able to do multiple things.
Surely, look it up. Is that what the Renaissance Festival is? Able to do multiple things? It's also a hard word to spell.
It is a hard word to spell.
It's Renaissance.
I know that Quentin.
The revival of
hates
art and literature under influence of classical models in the 14th and 16th
So
centuries.
revival. Yeah, I am using it right. It's a revival. So I thought I was. I stand by it. So yes, the late 80s, early 90s was the chopper renaissance. It's when they came back. We're right now experiencing another chopper renaissance. So they originally came about in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And now we experience a chopper renaissance in the 80s and 90s, mainly through the success of Harley-Davidson. Because the Evo was so just wildly successful in reviving Harley-Davidson as a brand. And the engine had been around forever. People love to talk shit about the way that Harleys are built, that they're built like they never change anything. But the fact that literally the Evo was just a shovel head with different heads, and that engine bottom end design had been around since the 60s, or sorry, the 70s. And you could literally take a shovel head and put an entire Evo engine in, like just, and also a pan head, like even the old pan heads and generator shovels. You could also just put a fucking Evo, like the bolt holes line up. The fact that they made it like that allowed the aftermarket the ability to create things. And that's really what made Harley-Davidson, is this aftermarket that was able to create frames and engines and top ends and piston and all these things that weren't Harley-Davidson, that contributed to the popularity of it. That really made Harley-Davidson into what it is today. And this second chopper renaissance in the late 80s, early 90s through the success of the Evo, after it had been out for a while.
The link to the house is the link to the bike. You are entered to win both. The grand prize is the house, but we are pulling tickets for the bike from the raffle for the house. That way you're still entered to win both. Yeah. We're going to be pulling tickets every 2 weeks. And for this 2 weeks, it is for the Harley Not Harley.
So this was the culmination of that, this bike.
Yeah, the Harley Not Harley. How long did you want to live stream for? What time do you want to pull it?
I don't know. 9, I think. It's only an hour away.
Okay.
What's an hour?
Sure.
8:30. 8:15. Now. I don't know. What do you want to hear?
I don't know. The answer?
Anyway. So, this is a bike that made Harley-Davidson into what it is today. This is what experienced the second renaissance of choppers, and to the point where Evo engines and shovel heads too, but so much more Evos and shovel heads are still being produced by aftermarket companies today. You're talking about a bottom end design that was made in the 70s that is still one of the number one most basic engines you will use to build a chopper. Your chopper has an Evo bottom end. Your shovel head? Mm-hmm. That's an Evo bottom end. It's the same bottom end that was on my FXR. Slightly different bolt pattern, but the same design. So this thing has just existed forever. And someone in the comments will be able to tell me when the Evo bottom end replaced the generator shovel. or you would call it a cone shovel, is the Evo bottom end shovel, because obviously they didn't call it an Evo bottom end until the Evolution motor came out. But, and I forget what year it came out. But that engine's just been around for so long. And so you have this bike, which was a completely custom bike, a kit bike, which is wild because stuff like that almost doesn't exist anymore. Like, because choppers were so fucking popular in the 90s that you had like tiny little pop-up companies that were like making money just selling, like, oh yeah, we just make choppers. You go in and buy one. Or you mail order it and you're like, I don't want you to build it, I want to put it together. Because that was it. That's what a kit chopper was.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're like, I want to build it myself. They're like, well, we'll send you like all the bolts, the frame, the engine, you know what I mean? And you put it together. That's still really popular. I think that the first thing that was really like kit like that, this goes all the way back to like Sears Roebuck. People could get kit cars because they were still trying to figure out, before the dealership network, which is how you buy a car now, the way you bought cars was very different. Like, you're like, oh, I want to buy a Ford Model T. It wasn't like there was a Ford Model T dealership down the street or in a fucking house. So while they were trying to figure out how to sell cars, and this never took off to be the main way you got cars, but kit cars was a thing because instead of having a dealer network, it was so much cheaper to ship all the parts to somebody, and they just put it together themselves. It was like not pre-assembly line, but before the assembly line completely took over. They're just like, well, we'll just give you everything to build it. And back then also people were much more mechanically inclined, you know, a lot more people had tools. The people who were doing this lived in rural areas. They're like, we could use a truck or a car, but like, we have a horse. How are we supposed to go get a car? And they're like, Sears and Roebuck is like, well, mail it to you. You put it together. Then they send it with the instructions. So that's a super, super old concept that I think is very neat, and that we could do it. I could do an entire video live stream on the concept of kit cars and kit motorcycles, because I think it's very, very interesting. But the fact that that still existed in the 90s, because people want to say they built it themselves. I want to build this. I think that's kind of a human knee-jerk reaction. Like, I put all the bolts in it. I did this. You know, and like, you can take that rabbit hole all the way down. Like, are you going to like sand cast, like hand shape and carve out of clay what you want it to look like, and then like put a sand cast around that, and then pour molten aluminum into it and like create, like, you can take it all the way down if you want to. But at the basic, putting it together yourself to being like, I built this, I think is still today a very important concept for people, which is why kit cars and kit motorcycles, even though that was like a alternative or a competitor to the dealership network back when the internal combustion engine first became a fucking thing, it still exists today because there's that need and that want to be able to do it. I think that's very cool. You ever build anything from a kit, David?
Yeah, plenty of things. And Sears and Roebuck was a big deal in Canada also. It was just almost everything you could think of. You know, I have a 22 rifle that came from Sears and Roebuck. I'm telling you, it's a single shot rifle from Sears and Roebuck.
I can't believe they're out of business.
Yeah. Well, they fell behind in the times.
Yeah. That's just like you didn't pick the right CEO, I guess, which sucks. Oh, that's Jason. Let me go take this real quick.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You guys take over for a second.
You got it. I don't know anything about the things Josh just said, so I was just listening, learning, because I didn't know any of those things. So I did not get my first car until 2-3 years ago. So, oops, push that farther away. Okay, so the one thing I miss from Sears is like the catalog of like different jars that they would have, like have the entire mushroom kitchen set. I was motorcycle only for a very long time. Anything on the new Brapstar Garage, it'll take a little time, but potentially open sometime next year. I hope. Let the old guy ramble. He's not that old. I just don't know any of those things because that is not my era, not my generation. That is the Renaissance to me. You could buy a full house from Sears? What couldn't you buy from Sears?
There was very little that you couldn't buy from Sears, believe it or not. You could buy cars, boats.
Could buy a boat?
Yeah, they had
I
tons
thought
of different
Sears
boats.
was like a hardware store.
They had a
And
ton of
like
hardware.
also like home stuff. Like a home goods and a hardware store,
No,
essentially.
They sold the boat. They sold the outboard motor from them also. It was just about anything, I'll be honest with you.
So like a Walmart.
A Walmart on steroids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, just like Walmart now has a ton of stuff in the store, they have triple the amount on their website. And that was what Sears was all about. You got the catalog, and you could go through, you order it in 3-4 days. And they were amazing with shipping also.
Yeah, 3-4 days back then?
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah, they kind of, just like Blockbuster, just didn't see what was coming as far as, and they could have, you know.
Yeah, no, imagine if they like got with the online sales and like sold on Amazon and shit. Oh, rest in peace, Sears.
R.I.P. Sears, I love it.
Yeah, I mean like.
Yeah. Oh, the camp out's going to be October 26, 27, 28. Go home on the 29th.
Yes. The last weekend of October.
Yeah. But you don't got to go home, but
You can't stay here
there you go.
because that's where everyone lives. So, are you a Sears catalog house in this in the chat? Hello from Australia. What time is it there? Must
Australia.
be late
I think it's
or
20
early.
I think
It's
a 20
I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a 22-hour difference, I think.
Yeah, so it's tomorrow there. Time traveler.
I got 1% left, and I'm going to lose everybody.
On your phone?
Yeah.
Do you want to plug it in?
Yeah. Oh,
There it goes.
there it goes. Yeah. I just saw Crystal on there. Hey, Crystal. Last week I drove to just outside of Macon to bring Crystal her boots, and as soon as I got out of the truck, her husband Matthew was there to greet me. He was so
Aw.
cool. Yeah. I just happened to have an extra pair of boots. I gave Matthew some boots also. And then he hits me with, "Hey, we're donating a motorcycle." So they donated I think it's a 750 Kawasaki motorcycle. So
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, and both of them they're just great people. We're actually going to go back in probably a week or two, and he's going to take me on another ride, and we're going to get some more trees, some evergreens, and some pines for the property.
I really want to go to Macon for the cherry blossom festival that they have.
Yeah, I actually went when I was working with Quentin, actor from The Blind Side. We did a tour around the country, and our third or fourth stop was Macon, and we went right through. It's absolutely phenomenal. You wouldn't be disappointed.
There's a meme in Macon that everyone does. It's called Macon Bacon. Like a lot of sports teams do it and stuff like that. It's very funny. And then just like the logo will just be like two pigs fucking.
Oh.
That's our thing. If anyone lives in Macon, they're like, "Oh yeah, I know about the Macon Bacon thing." Which I always think is very funny.
You're supposed to start that comment with "I digress."
I I had to come back in somehow.
Welcome to the party.
Anybody from Macon knows about it. Anyway, I digress. We're giving away a bike soon.
Are we?
Yeah,
When?
soon. When will then be now?
Yeah.
Soon.
Should we give away other things?
Oh, yeah. We have other things to give away.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked.
Oh.
Also, because the chat was asking.
Also, I just talked to a friend.
A friend?
Yeah. When I say a friend, I mean a friend first, and then he became a business partner. And anybody who says don't do business with your friends, you have shitty friends. I'm sorry. And I genuinely feel sorry for you. I've done nothing but do business with my friends, and so is Shay. Friends and family. And it has rewarded us, not monetarily, but spiritually.
Hey, Tony, hey, we totally read the comments. We just can't comment on everything everyone says because it'll take away from the live stream and the conversation that we're having about foster kids sometimes.
Yeah, my live stream.
So it's like, he said, your live stream sucks and it's so bad that you can pay money. You barely comment on what anyone says. I love you. Maybe you can see this and give me something.
Yeah, so this one, and I appreciate everyone commenting, continuing to comment. I look at them, but
yeah, we see the
David
comments.
is more looking at the comments than we are.
And his phone just died.
Yeah, we're more just talking about the mission and stuff like that on these. But don't take that in the wrong way, because I could understand how someone would feel like that.
Yeah,
which is totally okay.
We see you though.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to Tony Hay almost every single premiere and live stream. We talk to him all the time, man. We appreciate you, brother.
There's truth and wisdom flowing about cars and knowledge being spread.
Right. And so this is
like,
less of a, and I'm sorry if that's what you showed up for, is to directly interact and talk, but that's not what these live streams are about. And that's not me being self-centered. But, we're talking about the mission, about the charity, about what it means to help people, and about the raffle and stuff like that. But if you did not expect that and you have questions about that, don't feel bad about asking them. So, no hate, no shade on anybody.
Yeah.
Sloppy Malibu, yes, we look
Yeah.
at. I
We
look
look at
at
every
all the
comment.
comments. I just don't say anything every time.
I wish you guys could see both my screens right now. I have 3 chat windows up.
And I have one on mine.
That way we have technically 4 chat windows
Technically,
up.
before David's phone died, we have 5.
Yeah, we have 5 chat windows
5
up.
chat windows
So
up.
there,
We
that way
see the comments.
No comment gets missed.
I just can't. I'm just not saying anything about them. Yeah. But we see them. I promise you.
Motors and Metal, I see you. You see everything. I see everyone. Every step you take, every breath you take.
No, and I appreciate it. Like, everyone wants to talk and be noticed and stuff like that. And we do that on others. Like, Shay Lacey's Twitch streams
if you guys
are more
don't
like that.
know, I live stream every Tuesday and Thursday on Twitch and every other Sunday on YouTube, where we interact with the chat, talk about cheese, and many other things.
Yeah. And there's also there's people in the chat who are mods who are, when someone has a direct question about a link or something that's happened on the channel, they respond and let them know. So the people who are here every single time don't have to hear us answer the same question over and over, because it's very boring for them. I'm not saying you have a boring question. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's the people who have heard it a bunch of times, they don't want to hear me say it again. Because, especially me, because I will go on about some shit. I will go on about some shit I've said 30 times. Yeah. Every time. Ask anybody who knows me. Every single time, I will tell it I will never be like, give you the cliff notes. I give you the whole fucking story. Even if it gets asked twice.
I always ask. I'm like, do you guys want the short version or the long version of what the fuck I'm about to say?
There's only one version. It's the long version. So back to what we're here for on these live streams on my channel on Fridays, is we're here for the raffle. We're here to talk about stepdads. We're here to talk about what it means to mentor somebody and what it means to make sacrifices in order to change somebody's life who has less than you. And I've said this before. I'll say it again, because I don't mind saying things again. It takes a lot of sacrifice to buy a raffle ticket. A $25 raffle ticket still costs money. $25 is money to anybody. I don't care if you're a millionaire. $25 is still money. And everyone who buys raffle tickets, the link's down here. You know that money is going to somewhere good. Is there a chance you could win something nice? Sure. But that money is going somewhere good. It's going somewhere amazing. It's going to help people. And it's not hitting any branches on the way down. I don't get paid. Shay doesn't get paid. David definitely doesn't get paid. Because this costs David money. So your money's going somewhere good. It's going to help someone who has less than you. But I don't want you to just do it willy-nilly. I want you to think about what that means to you before you buy a ticket. I said this in a previous video because obviously we still talk about Brapstar, which is our business. We talk about that all the time too. But if it was a difference between you buying a Brapstar t-shirt or you donating $25 to charity, I would absolutely expect you to do the charitable act. T-shirt is a t-shirt. That's just something to cover your nudity. Charity is something that can live forever. It can live generationally. And I'm not trying to get too deep about this, but a $25 donation that changes somebody's life, that's something that the ripple effect from that can go to really change the world. And I've only just started realizing this. And please, if you got money for both, I'm not going to stop you. Buy both. But I'm just saying all a t-shirt does is cover your nipples. And a charitable donation can change the world. And it can definitely change your soul, too. If you believe in a soul, it's something that can change your life.
G-Mains, it's
mine.
still open.
Huh?
I was telling G-Mains that the raffle's still open. It's not closed.
Yeah. And right now, it's probably like 1 in 300 chance.
Yeah, and actually, so as Josh was saying, sometimes you have to decide between doing a charitable act or buying merch. Today is not that day.
Right, you could do both.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. I was going to come check a phone and see if it's turned.
Oh,
you need your phone. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Did you put it on Shay's charger? It's probably not charged. Let me put you on.
Yeah, there you go. So today's not that day. You don't have to decide if you want to donate or get Brapstar merch. Today, if you just donate, you can get Brapstar merch.
How much should we do it for? Let me look at what people have been donating. Because I don't want to exclude somebody, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say how much, but we are going to be giving away some Brapstar merch today.
All right, let me give away something. We're looking. So is Flash Gordon, is he in the chat? I know I've seen his name before. Graves, Flash Gordon. I see Flash Gordon all the time. You in the chat? Because he just bought his 4 tickets ago. And he bought $100 worth of tickets. And that's what I was going to put it at for the prize is $100 worth of tickets. And he just bought it minutes ago.
Okay.
So I don't want to exclude him. Oh, yeah, he is in there. All right. Flash Gordon, since you were the last person to buy $100 worth of tickets, I want you to go to the Brapstar store and just pick something out. We'll send it to you. But then the next one is going to be something specific.
Yeah.
But I can't do that because he's the last person to buy $100 worth of tickets. So I'm I can't just be the next person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't give away a ride on Willem Dafoe's The Green Goblin because I don't have insurance.
Yeah. So Flash Gordon, you're watching. I know you're behind right now. Email Shaylisi at Brapstar.com. Go pick something out on the Brapstar store. Just send us what you want, and we'll send it to you. But the next person to buy 5 tickets for $100, to buy $100 worth of tickets, will receive. We're going to start with the Whiskey Throttle skateboard deck that has been behind us the entire time. We took these aside specifically. This is a $80 cash value, a perceived value of negative $30, but an actual cash value of $80. So the next person to donate $100, 5 tickets for $100, we're going to put that in the mail for you. And someone might have already done it. They might have done it even before I hit that. No, they haven't done it yet. All right. I was like, please don't let someone have done it even before I said it out loud. Next to do $100, we're going to send you skateboards. So we're selling those for $80. which is a fair price. I'm not saying like we're like making tons of money off of it, but that's a fair price. But you know, for $100 worth of raffle tickets, that actually with shipping is $5 less than you would pay. Costs about $25 to ship them. So for $5 less than it would take to get to your house, you can just take the whiskey throttle board home. Here, let me see. I want to like show it off. And I'm just like, all right, somebody already did it. Brian Raymander. Is he? He's got to be in the chat because this just happened. Brian Raymander. What? No, I'm saying his whole name. I just freaking outed him. I just doxed him. Yeah, like I'm also probably saying it wrong. Brian Charmander. What Pokemon are you? Are you in the chat right now, Brian? Brian. He's got to be here. This just happened.
Maybe he's not here. Cindy's here.
Like Cindy? Like David Cindy?
Cindy Tilley in the chat. She said, "Thank you, Angel."
Is there someone named Angel? Or is she just saying like thank you, like angels in general?
I don't know.
Brian, are you in there? He's there. Brian R. Sorry, that's what I meant. Brian R. You got the whiskey throttle. So we're gonna send that up. We already have your address. I hope you put in the right address for the. Well, yeah, the raffle.
For the raffle.
We need to write that name down so we don't lose it. So we can search it later. Thank you, Brian. Brian, you're the man. All right. So this one, I'm actually just going to do like a number because multiple people donated the 100. Like Brian was just the first.
Let me show it off.
But multiple donated the 100. So I'm just going to pull like a random one from this one. We'll just give them like 10 minutes or something like that. And I'll just do like a random number pull because several people donated the $100. I don't want to just exclude them just because they just did it right when I said it because there's a delay on the stream. So the next person between now and let's say 8:15 who buys 5 tickets for $100. The tickets are normally $25, so that's one ticket for free. Will receive a free skateboard deck from Brapstar. This one's called Death from Above. I always get this. People are like, how do you name things? And I don't know. I don't know either. Someone's like, name my bike. And sometimes it'll just come to me and I look so cool or I just rattle off a name for their bike. And they're like, hell yeah. And then other times someone asks me, I'm just like, I don't know. Call it Steve. Like, how about David? Call it Jonathan. Like, I'm like, I don't know what, you know what I mean? I don't know how it works. There's not any like rhyme or reason to it. But anyway, anyone between whoever. So I'm starting. So Brian was the first person. And then after that, after Brian is where I'm going to start it. And after that, we have in the contest so far, Brian, Christopher, Chris and Cynthia. They have like a joint account. James Davis, Matthew Harding, Brian Knott, Brian Somerville, Curtis Smith, and Stephen Loria. Those are the guys who got in like for the first one. So you guys are not excluded. I'm going to do like a between, you know, like do a random number generator because I don't want to just sit here and go like, oh, you guys didn't get in, and now it's the next person. I don't think that's fair. I guess it's not about fair. It's about helping people, but I still like that. You know, that would be kind of lame. Like, oh, I got it in the last second, but I have to do it again to get the next one.
Yeah. Right?
That seems kind of lame. I don't want to do that. So what? I can't see what people are. I have the entries up, so I can't see what people are saying. If they're just like, "Wow, you're an asshole," or if they're like, "Yeah, that makes sense." We're sending one of these decks to Jerry, by the way. He's doing something special with it. Did you just realize it was upside down this whole time? I thought you were doing that.
No, it wasn't. I have been holding it sideways.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm holding it the right way.
Anyway, so these are real skateboard decks, by the way.
Yeah, you can make it into a real, like you can put grip tape on it, trucks, wheels, bearings, and everything, and go skating.
Yes. They're 7-ply Canadian maple, which is, this is the same, you can do tricks on it, you can grind, you can go on the ramp. Like, it's not. There's a lot of people who make decks with stuff like this on it, who will just make them kind of almost like they're just to go on the wall, you know? Because it's like skateboard deck art is kind of a thing.
Hey, Josh, what's the difference between Canadian maple and American maple?
I don't know.
Is that a joke?
The Canadian maple gets free healthcare. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, right? Like,
I'm just curious if it's a different tree because I hear, as a Canadian, I hear Canadian bacon all the time. I'm like, are they giving passports to pigs or something like that?
no, I don't
Are these
skate.
pigs coming through immigration?
I don't skate anymore because I broke my nose 2 times, and if I break my nose one more time, I am going to look like Owen Wilson. So, no more skating for me.
You break your nose one more time, you'll look past Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson broke his nose 3 times.
Oh, 3 times. Okay. Anyway, so someone's getting the bike. I don't know if there's a difference between Canadian maple, but I know that's what they're made out of. So whatever Canadian maple is, even if it came from America, maybe the seeds flew over here on the wind, on a breeze, and they're transplants, you know, like David. Maybe they're Canadian maple. I don't know. But you're going to get it. You can actually skate with it. Put it up on your wall, certainly. I'm not going to stop anybody from doing that. And I think that probably most people will use it as wall art because it's a pretty popular thing to do with skateboard designs. But if you're going to skate with, like, take some pictures, skate with it. Let me see. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, scrape it up. Like, fucking fuck it up, man. I want to see what it looks like. And that's why it costs us more to make it as a board that was skatable. Quite a bit more, actually. But I really wanted people to be able to use it. I think it was super important to me.
You win the skateboard by donating $100 right now to Forgotten Angels, and between now and 1 minute from now.
Yeah, 8:15.
Oh, until 6 minutes from now.
And we have more people in right now. We have, after Steven, who is the last one, we have Neil Banks, Doug Bingham, Cole Cornett, Robert
Eastbound
Green,
and Down is going to set his up.
Brian Blazer. Thank you. I love that. Jason
Love that name.
Garling, Jeb Bailey, and Mark Jaycox. So we got 6 minutes. And this is going to be like a 1 in 25 chance or something like that. I mean, I know it's only an $80 board, but still. Like, it's all well, you could also still win the grand prize from it, so.
Yeah.
Like, it could still go all the way. It could still be the grand prize of, well, the grand prize is $250,000.
Yeah.
And so everybody who enters now, even if you win, you could technically win everything. But in order to win everything, you would have to have entered at the very beginning. So, like, you could win everything that comes out from now. You could win the skateboard deck. You could also win $250,000 or a house. And we're going to be we've actually got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to give away at the October campout. And so that is, a lot of it's coming from Jerry. Jerry's got multiple things he's building.
Aw.
Yeah, so he built something he sent me the other day, which I don't think I showed you yet. Shay, is very cool that he built. And he also is going to build some other, he's going to do something with skateboard decks too. Mm-hmm. That's going to be very cool.
Jerry's awesome.
Yeah, Jerry's the man.
Jerry.
I don't know if he's in here. I didn't see his name yet.
No, the boards aren't out of 1. They're for sale on the Brapstar website.
Yeah, they're not 1 of 1. Sorry. They're like 1 of 50 though.
Yeah,
they are pretty limited. Like,
no, we ordered 40 of each.
40 of each, sorry. And so yeah, they're 1 of 40, but they're not 1 of 1. So like what? Because they're expensive to order, so you can't like order 100 of them. But they're 1 of 40, or like I guess 1 of 39, because we're keeping 1. Does that one still count?
I don't know. We're also going to like send some to a friend and send some to the artist. So that makes it like...
Maverick says Tony Hawk learned how to skateboard because of the first Tony Hawk game. What a coincidence.
Dude, that's the same reason I learned how to skate. Me and Tony Hawk should be friends.
All right, we got 4 more minutes for the Death from Above skateboard. Dude, fuck, my man like won out. He was like, "I'm first, dog." I wonder if he was in it. He was in it though. He was like, "Yeah, I got it." I was wondering if it was like somebody who just did it because they were just buying 5 for $100, but he was like, "Nah, I'm here." But he got that good one, man. He got that good. Dude, I freaking love it.
Yeah, we could autograph the decks, but we won't unless the person asks.
Yeah. You ask for sure.
Yeah, if you put it, like, if you order something from brapstar.com, you can always add something to the notes. We read it. So if you want your stuff signed, we will sign it. We just don't regularly do that. But we will. We're not against it.
All right, 3 more minutes, and we're pulling it.
The giveaway for anyone who donated during the live stream, M-Bar, is a motorcycle.
Yeah. Are there people in here right now who don't know what the grand prize is?
I don't know. M-Bar said, how about a giveaway for those that donated during the live stream? Yeah, we are. It's a motorcycle.
Yeah, no, it's a 90s bad. It's badass, dude. The bike has less than 1,000 miles on it, by the way. The bike is basically brand new. Like it's a fucking time capsule, dude. It's a 100 cubic inch Evo. It fucking hauls ass, dude. If you've ridden an Evo and you're like, that bike isn't very fast. Like, nope, this is a 100 cubic inch bike. It's very fast. When I say very fast, like, it's not a sport bike, obviously, but like, it's fucking fast enough, dude. Trust me. If you ever ridden a big inch Evo, you know what I'm talking about.
I couldn't ride it because it's got forward controls.
Does have forward controls.
So if you are short and you win this motorcycle.
Is Jerry in there? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's been here.
Okay. Hell yeah, dude. Jerry's the man. Good dude, Jerry is.
Yeah, we'll deliver it to Ohio if you win it.
Good fucking dude, man. Good people. All you guys are good people.
Here.
All right, 1 minute. 1 minute, 60 seconds.
GMA. She's amazing. She sent us
Yeah, I love
strawberry
her.
jam.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So was the jam.
I meant that's really kind.
I swear
Gambling
to God,
for a good cause.
I literally had some this morning. I forgot to send her the picture. Actually, you know what? I'm going to send it right now.
Darth Bob goes, if you're short, you win it, give it to me. Motors and Metals in Connecticut. He goes, oh, it'd be hilarious if I won it. I had to go back to Connecticut. That would be very funny. I would love that. If you're over like 5'3" or 5'4", you're fine. If you're like under 5'3", I'm just saying it will probably be a problem. And even under 5'3", you could probably do it. Shay could definitely not ride it. Like if you're under 5 foot tall, no, you cannot do this. Or I mean, you could do it. You just have to get different pegs. So you can get adapters for the pegs that put them farther back. But yeah, if you're under 5'3", definitely. Did someone say in the chat that they have a order that got fucked up?
Yeah, they emailed me.
Okay.
I was just checking it real fast because that came in.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens all the time. Only because we send out a lot of orders, which is a good thing. So I can't be mad about it happening all the time. If it never happened, we wouldn't be sending out a lot of orders.
Sometimes I fuck up.
I say that all the time, and it's very hard to believe because we're so careful. But I say this to Shay every time. Like we'll be packing like a several hundred orders at once, and everything is so perfect. Like I have it set up, and I'll just look at it and go like, you're fucking like probably like 4 or 5 of these up, right? Like 100%. And that's anybody. That's not like it's us. That's anybody. You don't pack hundreds of orders. I don't care if you look, you're like, I didn't fuck one up. You look back in your mind, you're like, I didn't fuck one up. You don't do that. You fuck several up. That's just the law averages, man. I'll make the fucking rules. They just work here. All right, we're pulling a winner for the skateboard.
Okay.
All right, we're going to count these and we're going to pull them. Who's the guy who won it?
Brian Raymond. Or that's
Raymander.
Yeah, that's not his last name. I wrote it down wrong. If your order ever gets messed up, please email me. And if I don't answer, I'm so sorry. Email me again. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not the best customer service. I'm just me.
All right. I can pull up my number generator. Give me a second.
Who's ready to win a skateboard?
It goes so fast. There's like no drama to the random dinner. It's like, here you go.
Yeah, well, that's how it is. It's random.
I know. Just like, you like give me a drum roll or something? Jesus. All right, I have to count up again from Brian.
Almost 10K raised tonight? What? For real? Yeah. You guys rock.
Wow, that's amazing. You know what? We just got in today some new Forgotten Angels Pilsner cups. So after the live stream, anybody who buys 5 tickets, I'm going to send them one. Forgotten Angels cup.
I don't know if you can do that because you have to check their age.
This was a cup.
Oh, a cup.
Yeah.
Stephen Loria, you're the winner.
Steven.
Steven, you in here?
Steven.
Yeah. I don't want to call somebody if we call them.
No,
They're gonna
we
think
don't
they
want to
won the
call
bike.
do
Yeah.
phone calls for anyone because then they're going to think they won the bike, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But Steven, you want a skateboard. What's his last name?
Loria. You should know. Stephen Loria. I don't think anybody else knows.
Well, I just want to write it down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we got it.
So I got it. I got it. Steven.
Steven, are you in here?
Are you here, Steven?
Steven, come on.
Come on, Steven. Where are you?
Steven.
Steven. Jeffrey, thank you for your order the other day. I sent out your order. I recognize your name from your order. Because I read every single person's name on their Brapstar order. And I'm like, thank you, this person. As I put the sticker on.
All right, fine, Steven.
And Jeffrey, your order was so big that I had to put it in 2 boxes and send it separately. So thank you for your order. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys order something from Brapstar.com, know that I know your name and your address. I mean, I probably forgot your address, but I remember your name. Especially if you're a repeat customer, I'll decorate yours extra special because I'll recognize and be like, oh, this person, I remember this person. Oh, shit. Steven's the Indie Ridge guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who won the board.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah, holy crap. Heck yeah, dude. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you so much for donating. That's awesome. Sometimes I do have to Google map your houses because if you enter your address wrong, I have to double check it. And if I still can't verify your address, I have to email you.
Appreciate you, Steve.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steven. Or Steve.
Steven, if you're angry.
You know who Steven is?
Who?
It's the Indie Ridge guy.
No, it's fucking not.
Yeah, it is.
Is that awesome?
You know what, dude? If I knew that was his name before, I was like, "Oh, it's you." Then I would have been like, "Oh, that's sus." I did not know that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'll send him a pair of boots too.
No shit, dude. I mean, I don't want to like talk too much like, oh, I'm glad it's you because there was other people who entered, but I want everyone else who entered in our very small raffle to also feel good about doing it because your money is still going to an amazing cause. You're still doing amazing things. You're still changing the world. And I mean that. I don't want to say it too many times and it loses its meaning because I mean it. And I hope everyone can make it down to the October camp out so you can see and you can meet everyone else who's also doing this because it will change your life. There's not a single person who's ever come down to the camp out and hasn't changed their life for the better. For the better, mostly. I'm sure, we won't have a completely perfect track record, but, it is what it is.
We have not given away the stepdad bike yet. You still have a chance to win.
8 more minutes, actually.
Yeah, we're going to give it away in 8 minutes. So now is your chance. If you want to be the dad that stepped up, follow the link.
So is Steve still on here?
Yes.
Steve, you got to come to the camp out in October.
He has to.
You
have to.
Absolutely have to come.
Yeah, so that'll save
to.
us shipping on the board.
Yeah. No, I'll send it to you.
No, we're not doing that.
No, I'm going to do that. You have to give me his address, though.
No, just come get it.
I need his address.
I'm trying to run a business here, okay? You already want a skateboard, all right? How much more does he need? You pay for shipping, too?
Shipping is expensive on the skateboards.
Yeah,
so you're welcome, Steve.
Gma Rides is coming to this camp out. I think. Did you say? Are you going to ride down? Because she lives in Washington.
Yeah.
Well, she. I can't forget if she said she was going to or not. Yeah, Steven, you're legally obligated to fund.
I love that.
So I will say that anyone who's like, oh, I won something, but I don't know if I can make it down, I would like to remind you guys that Lost on the Road 21, who won Road King Kong, and he lives in Portland, Oregon, and works for Nike, rode that motorcycle to the last camp out. Was the last? No, it was the camp out before that.
Yeah. Hold up. He works for Nike. He didn't bring me any shoes at all?
Yeah, he works for Nike.
Damn.
Yeah.
He better be in PR.
So he rode that, and he rode Road King Kong all the way down, which is one of my favorite things because not everybody who wins a bike is active on social media. So some bikes I don't see again. But Lost on the Road 21 posts regularly. He has a YouTube channel, but I think he posts more on Instagram. I think he's put something crazy like 30,000 miles on that bike. Yeah, like he rides that all over the place, multiple cross-country trips. Like he's just been all over the place on that bike, which is a very cool story because he didn't start riding until he was in his 30s. It's not too late to start.
Yeah, and he's a super dude too, man.
Great fucking guy, man. Great guy. I love it. So yeah, anyway, we got 5 more minutes and we're going to pull a ticket. That's what I said, it's 8:30. Oh, he's in there. He's Lost on the Road is here.
Hey!
He says I keep asking for you and Cindy's shoe size. David wears a size 14 wide, and you can send him to my address.
I was gonna say my shoe size grew a size and a half. 13, and that's Cindy's. I'm a size 9 girls.
It's not a big deal, dude. He's got petite feet. Lots of people do. It's not a big deal. Anyway, that's crazy, dude. Is Ellie Ellie's in here too? So Lost on the Road is actually 6'5". He had to buy a different seat for the Road King, and so he bought a daddy long legs for it. He might be like 6'6" though. I know he's at least as tall as Ellie, if not a little bit taller. So we have 2 people who are 6'5", and Kevin's too tall is here as well, who is also 6'5". A lot of tall people out there, okay? And a lot of them are watching the chat, and a lot of them might win this thing. If you're 6'5", you will love this stepdad bike. It is great. If you're 5'5", you can still ride it and you'll be fine.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you're 6'5", you're going to be like, this bike was made for me. It's very cool. No, we can't. Gma Rides, are you riding? Are you riding in October? Lost on the Road has been to 2 campouts because he came down for one and he rode for one. I can't remember how many times he's been down here. Like, Lost on the Road is great, man. He's been literally in my house hanging out.
Yeah, no, GMA, she already said she's coming.
Is she? I didn't know if she was riding though.
No, she's going to fly out.
Dude, Robin McLeod, you're 6'9". Wow, overachiever. Holy shit. Oh, Kevin Too Tall is 6'8". I'm sorry. Damn, dude. Chill. Slow down, dude. Oh, 6'4"? It's okay. Regular sized people could be here too. Eric, don't sweat it. All right. Well, I said 8:30, but I'm going to wait till Shay's back. So however long she takes, that's how long it takes. Well, it could be longer than 8:30. 5'2", don't worry. Shay's 4'11". You're fine. I'm 5'12 and a half. So technically I'm still in the 5 foot range. Lost. Okay, I thought it was one. I couldn't remember you flew down to one. I'm just thinking of the time you flew down to ride around the bike because he flew down to hang out and like go to Forgotten Angels and we rode around and shit like that. I just forget. Gregor Washington. Jokers, right? Are you right? I probably missed Gmo's comment. Whether
she said she'd like to ride.
No. I can't like be like, oh, you're not riding. Like coming down from Washington, like the PNW area or Portland, that's nuts. So I'm not giving anybody any grief if they fly down. Trust me, I've made that ride multiple times. At this point, I'm not trying to brag like, oh, look at me, I'm such a badass. I've made it multiple times, but I've made it enough times to go like, dude, that's a fucking tough ride. And by the way, I've only ever made it one way. I've never done it back. So Lost on the Road has got me on that one, dude. He rode down and rode back. So I don't even know what that's like. I know riding down is an experience. Oh, the Christmas ride. That's right. October is going to be a hell of a party. Crash is Crash, Sean? Go with the two prosthetic legs.
Yeah.
He goes, just give me an Allen wrench. I can be 7 foot tall. If you're looking at the Crash right there with the crash test dummy, that's our buddy Sean.
Great. Yeah. And Sean just had a baby also, man. Congratulations,
congratulations, man. Dad for multiple times now. All right, we just got a couple more minutes. If you want to buy a ticket, now's the time. We're giving away the bad boy. The 100 cubic inch Evo. The long, low, mean sex machine. This is what your stepdad drove in 1997. This is the whole reason your mom got to quit her second job. This is the reason you got a third controller for your N64 so little Stevie could come over and play GoldenEye with you and your brother, okay? This motorcycle made families that were broken. So many families got broken in the 90s, and this motorcycle mended them. Put them back together because the kind of man who rode this motorcycle is the kind of man who's a union electrician. The kind of man who's got a little extra money in his pocket. The kind of man whose coffee table is made out of chrome and glass. His house is not kid-friendly. He keeps a loaded gun in there. Not that he's that worried, but it's not even locked up because there's no kids around to touch it. This is the man who has a breakfast bar, but there's no cereal in there, only Jack Daniels. This is the kind of man who's got a shag carpet. This is the kind of man who rides his hog in on every single Friday, because once that work bell rings on that union electrician gig, Friday night is happening, baby. I don't care if it's 4:30 in the afternoon. Now it's Friday night. You fire up that Evo, twist that throttle a couple times, get that power jet going, and get that first rumble out of the way. And you roll down the boulevard on that motorcycle, and you can just feel the wind in your hair. You can feel the wind on your chest. You're just having a good time, and life is good. And you're cruising, you're having a good time, and everybody is looking at you going by, wondering who you are. Is that a movie star? Is that a bad boy? Is he a club? This motorcycle got you noticed. Having this kind of motorcycle in the 90s was like having tattoos in the 90s. People would ask you where you went to prison. Like it was like where you went to college. This was a different time and place, a completely different experience for motorcycles. And for me, a young man in 1997, just starting high school, a full 2 years away from owning my first motorcycle, seeing this motorcycle roll down the street was what made me want to ride. Seeing the kind of person who rode this bike, seeing what that inspired in people, that's what made me want to bike in the first place, baby. And a lot of other things led up to this point, but that's why this motorcycle holds a special place in my heart. All that billet, all that chrome, all that shiny, all those flames. This was the bike that made me want to ride. All right, I'm done. You can switch it off me now. Anyway, if you want to win this bike, click that link.
Barry goes, I think I just tuned in during the middle of an Indian commercial.
Not quite. No wheelies, only burnouts. The bike is long. I think you have a hard time doing anything with two wheels will do a wheelie. I say it all the time, and I will say I've proven it to be true many times. One of my favorite things to do. I'm not doing it anymore because I don't want to open myself up to this, so I stopped doing this. But I used to, way back in the day on the channel, before I had as many subscribers as I had now, I was like, I don't care. If it's got two wheels, it'll do a wheelie. If you see me in public and you think your bike won't do a wheelie, give me the keys, and I will do a wheelie on it. I'm not saying I'm good at them. I just know how. And so I did that. I've done it so many times. There's so many videos on the channel from years ago that are just me, like, inserted randomly in the video will be me doing a wheelie on a random person's bike that I met out. I just can't do it anymore because, like, I'll be drunk a lot of times, and I'm like, I can't be doing this shit. I'm gonna fuck up your bike, dude. I never wrecked one. But, like, eventually I was like, dude, I'm fucking doing this shit when I'm outside of the bar and shit. Like, I'm gonna wreck somebody's bike eventually. But I've done it.
Statistically, I'm
gonna do it. But, dude, I have done burnouts and wheelies on so many subscribers' bikes, dozens. When they were just like, I'm calling you out. My bike won't do a wheelie. I'm like, watch this, motherfucker. And I'll do anything because I'll, like, stand up on the seat. Like, it'll do a wheelie, dude. Like, it's just fucking just lean on the back, man. It'll be fine.
All right, guys, we're going to be closing out the raffle really soon, so make sure you get your raffle tickets. And also, Toyota Mike says the reflection off the skateboard is a bit much. Oh, Toyota Mike, you don't like looking directly into someone else's headlights? As a truck?
As a truck, I can't believe you would say that.
Yeah, I can't believe you'd say that.
Softails are like one of the hardest. Softails are hard to wheelie, dude.
Laura is just savage. She just goes, Josh, remember when you shattered your foot?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know.
I was there. You think I don't remember that shit?
Yeah, I know. She just, like, the last thing Laura said in the chat was like, Shay, your hair looks like Donald Trump. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, the fuck, Laura?
Yeah, I definitely
it.
I definitely remember that day. That was not when I decided to stop doing wheelies, though. That happened later. That was not. You would think that would be like the moment, like, oh fuck, dude, I wrecked a wheelie and fucked up my foot. Like, I should probably stop doing that. That was not the day that happened, by the way. That was like a couple years after that. So, like, that wasn't it. But yeah, I remember that day very fucking vividly. It's also like on video. Like, you can search the video right now. It's on YouTube. That's the thing about riding motorcycles and putting it on YouTube is like all your fuck ups are on YouTube, which there's fucking many. They're many and varied.
All your fuck ups, your foibles, anything that you might have said and then regret saying publicly. All
right, we're gonna have 5 more minutes. 5 minutes. I love how David, you're such a fucking dad.
What's
you
that?
Just like spend all this time typing something like "Hey Miles." You could just say it.
What?
Hey Miles.
You're funny.
I'm sorry, man. It just makes me laugh.
I'll just cut you off.
You can cut me off anytime,
you're
dude.
Absolutely welcome.
I'm not saying anything important. No, you're fine.
Okay, I'm going
Laura.
to talk about something.
Yeah,
else
Laura.
You can talk about something else.
You guys are always welcome to roast us as long as you're funny.
I would love it if somebody stopped me from talking. There's nothing I can't stand worse than the sound of my own voice going on about some shit that I'm just like, as I'm saying it, I realize nobody cares, but I literally can't stop myself. Where I'm just like talking about kit cars. I'm just like, and kit cars, did you know back in the day when Henry Ford invented the assembly line, that kit car, and I'm just like, I can't stop. And I'm looking around going like, nobody cares. holy shit, dude, not a single person gives one single fuck about this. But I'm like, once I'm started, I have to finish.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't care. I just don't have any input because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to sit down and listen to this 10-minute YouTube video about kit cars that's happening to me in real life. So it's not that I don't care. I'm learning.
I hate learning. Learning's for nerds.
There's
Hell yeah, dude.
Always a cash option instead of the bike if you just sell the bike.
Yes. So we always, not all the time, because some people like
you just got here. How do you enter for the bike? I'll drop the link.
Immediately, like some people you can tell are just really stoked to have the motorcycle. They're just like, hell yeah, I can't wait to get it.
And some people are like,
and some people are like, oh, cool. I was just trying to donate to charity.
Yeah.
And so we just judge it when we call people. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, hell yeah, dude. That's kind of cool, man. I kind of like to just like fly down and ride the bike around for a little while. I don't really give a fuck. We'll make those people a cash offer. And then we'll just sell the bike. So, and make that money back.
a good question.
But that's like up to, I'm not saying do that. It's not like going to be substantial.
No, we haven't done the giveaway yet. You still have time to get tickets. And you have about 3 minutes left, so. Joshua, they're empty!
Not this one.
I hate you.
That one's kind of warm. All right, you got like a few more minutes because I have to go grab another beer. Buy your tickets now.
Yeah, you have 2 minutes, and we're calling the winner. Yes, it does say to win the dream house because the dream house is the grand prize. But tonight is the winner for the raffle, and it's the same giveaway. And that does not exclude you from winning the grand prize. Just a smaller prize today. Yeah, he does go rambling speed. And yes, people do look at us quite weird when we film. I saw that question in the chat. Do people ever look at you strange when you're filming in public? All the time. All the time we get looked at. You get used to it. At first, I used to be embarrassed if somebody would look at me sideways when I was filming my, like, holding my camera and waving it around and talking to myself. Why do people wait till the last minute? I don't think they do it on purpose. I think it's just they just got here.
Is there anybody in the chat from Denver?
Oh my God, Zach. I wish we had a camera crew. But I can't afford to pay someone to hold a camera and film me. I'm not going to be at the poker run because I didn't know there was a poker run until you just told me.
There's a poker ride every weekend somewhere.
Oh, yeah. The houses on the site are just pictures. When's the last call? When Josh sits down. So.
No, after I finish pouring my beer.
After he finishes pouring his beer. Denver, North Carolina, or Colorado?
Colorado.
Colorado. Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, I'm flying in next Wednesday and riding a motorcycle back Thursday and Friday.
Denver is amazing. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
I want to go to Denver. I'd like to visit it one day.
Have you been through the Rocky Mountains?
I've seen them, but I have not ridden through them.
He has to go the opposite way to go through them.
Doesn't matter. Go out of your way.
Is it really?
Go out of your way.
It's worth
Let me
it.
see if Cindy says that's okay.
It's worth it.
Is it okay?
I
Cindy?
talked to her earlier. She said it was fun.
It'll
Said it was
take
fine?
if you go out of your way to go through the Rocky Mountains, it'll take you, David, in an additional 3 to 4 hours.
That's it?
On your trip. If you fly into Denver. I swear. 4 hours. Actually, it's like 2 hours from Denver in the other direction. And then it takes about 2 hours to get through the park.
I know
It's worth it. It's so worth it.
I was there twice with Quentin when we were working together with his foundation. And I
Yes,
drove
Brian
in
Spence lives there.
Yeah, I drove in from Chicago, and you get to about an hour from Denver, and you go, oh, wow, let's go to the mountains, and it seems like it's so close. But they're not. It's still a long
Now,
ways away.
a lot of Colorado is also not mountains. It's desert,
Yeah.
as we found out.
Yeah, it's a lot of desert. If you're close to Denver, even so, I see some people are like close to Denver in the chat. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Reach out to David.
heard me pour beer and think that the raffle's over.
Yeah.
But my cup's not full.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Sergio,
it's still going.
I'll be in Nova Scotia next year.
switching gears,
Sergio.
you still do have time. We'll go ahead and we'll close it at 8:45. Give you
Let's call it 8:45.
Let's call it 8:45. 3 more minutes.
Colorado desert bugged me and Shay out. We
Well,
were
it
on
bugged me out because I had just gone through the desert for like 1,000 miles,
Yeah.
and I almost lost my fucking life. And I was like
It was wild.
having a bad time in the desert, and then we were going through dirt roads in Colorado for like 2 hours on the Silver Wings, and I was just fucking over it.
I was on. People talk about how Colorado has the twistiest roads around. Me and Shay Lisi were on like a road that didn't have a single turn on it for like over 100
Yeah,
miles. straight.
honestly, the
It was
twistiest
insane.
road that I've ever been on is in the Thomas Jefferson National Forest.
Yeah, it's beautiful over there. I've ridden
And
through
it
there.
was so... I did it in my car on accident. And it was so insanely twisty. I was like, I can't imagine doing this on a bike. I'd fucking fall over.
Yeah,
was
Thomas Jefferson.
so
That's in
twisty.
Virginia, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I've ridden that.
It was an accident.
I
I
rode
was
that
just
on
kind of
a-
driving.
I rode that on the Goldwing with Arab honey on the back.
Wild.
That was fun.
I love twisties.
I also I don't mind riding in a straight line either. It doesn't bother me. I think riding a motorcycle, and no matter what experience I'm having riding it, what the road looks like, I'm usually having a good time. I could ride a motorcycle in a straight line for 100 yards and be like, that was better than not riding a motorcycle. Oh. I mean, that's just me, though.
Death Valley was the only place that sucked for me. It was beautiful, but that was horrible.
When you and I went through there?
Yeah. I didn't like it.
That was pretty wild. I like that shop. I still have that. I saw it when I went to get the keys for the truck from your house the other day. And I saw the yellow, because you bought the yellow alien. I bought the green alien at the Roswell store. Remember? And I saw the yellow alien, and I got this jerk of like, these are my keys. I was like, oh no, they're not. These are David's, because I put the green alien on my Sportster keys.
Yeah.
So which is weird. That shouldn't be my favorite memory of the trip, but that memory stands out so hard because I look at those keys all the time with that keychain on it.
And that dude was really cool that we met.
Yeah. And I ended up not putting it in the video because the audio didn't work out. But that guy was so, or maybe I did. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit in there. I remember.
Yeah, the guy was super cool, and it was like we almost didn't stop too. But it's like you have to stop at the tourist traps. That's part of taking a road trip.
Oh, it's time, guys.
Was it
All right,
time?
let's go.
All right, 30 more seconds. 5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. I will also have to let it go a little bit to let people catch up to it being time.
Yeah, it's time. I dropped the raffle link one last time. It's time.
It's time. All right.
Everyone's dropping like really crazy twisty names, but here's the thing: is I haven't ridden them yet. So I was just saying that that was the craziest twisty.
Oh, yeah, it's
I
not a competition.
personally have ever been on. I know that probably there's twistier roads than that.
It's not a
but,
competition.
I didn't even do that on my bike. It was an accident that I went through it on my
Thank
car.
you, Tony.
I was just trying to get to the Blue Ridge, and then I was like, oh, shit, I'm in the fucking Thomas Jefferson National Forest, and this shit is wildin'.
Thanks, Tony, for gifting the Shadetree Surgeon membership.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
If you guys want to, if you have extra to donate and want to become a member to the Shadetree Surgeon channel, it really helps him out. I'm going to say this for him because he never would. That he gets his videos. He says he gets his videos demonetized. He publics, but how you can help him is by being a member to his channel, subscribing to his Patreon. That helps.
There's
him
no
directly.
rewards.
There's no rewards. So don't expect rewards, but it.
But
it
the
does
reward
help.
is having fun.
The reward is that you get to help Josh when his videos get demonetized.
All right.
What?
We've caught up. I've refreshed it again. I'm downloading it. That's it.
Are you guys ready to be a winner?
Someone's
Who's ready
getting
to
a
be a
phone call.
winner? Who's ready to win this motorcycle?
Everyone's a winner, baby. It's a song. It's a fun song. Strawberry Letter 23. Oh, wait. No, that's not. Who sings Everybody's a Winner?
I don't know.
It's a funk song. David, you don't know that one?
Oh, yeah, the reward is Discord.
I know. I'm asking David because he's black. I'm just like, hey, you know that song? It's funk. Everyone's a winner, baby. The Strawberry Letter 23 was the, gosh, it was you would know it from Girl Talk because it's the hook that he uses from cream on the inside, clean on the outside. It's like, bum, bum, bum. Strawberry Letter 23. Pull it up. I got to hear the hook now.
Yeah, it was hot chocolate.
Hot was Everybody's a winner?
I'll get demonetized if I,
You know the song, though, don't you?
Yeah.
you'll get demonetized if I pull it up.
Everybody's a Winner is such a fucking banger, dude. What a great song. Anyway, let's find.
It goes ooh ooh
ooh. Yeah, that's
I know that from Girl Talk.
Yeah. So, but that's not Hot Chocolate. That's Strawberry Letter 23.
Yeah, that's
Which
what I'm
is a
saying.
different
That's what
song.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I remember that's in the background where he's going
Yeah.
clean on the inside, clean on the outside. Ice cream paint job.
That was a very popular thing for rappers in like the late 80s, early 90s. They would just pull from funk songs from the 70s for their samples. Like it happened. I've already pulled the winner, so by the way, the winners are pulled. But we're still going to do another one. You're still entered to win $250,000 or a house, so like don't stop buying tickets.
And plus, there's
But,
another raffle in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
We do
not been
these-
announced yet.
Yeah, we haven't said what the bike is yet, but
There's a bike though.
there's a bike. There's always gonna be a bike.
There's always going to be a bike.
There's always gonna be a Discord too. So
Always going to be a Discord.
always a 1,000 years rap
Discord's-
star.
The Discord's fucking great.
Even when Josh ceases to exist,
I don't think that could happen.
the Discord will continue on.
All right, let's pull a winner. You got a random number generator. So you guys have to talk while I do this.
No, I won't do it.
We're just gonna have silence.
No, we're just gonna sit here in silence. Have you guys picked your next camp out karaoke song?
Camp out karaoke song.
Yeah, I always try and pick mine beforehand.
As long as it's a rap song. Shit.
It's always going to be a rap song.
You ever picked out?
No, I haven't picked it out yet.
We're taking suggestions.
And that's why I was like asking if anyone else has picked out their camp out karaoke
Joey
song.
Stromboli, you did Creep last time. It
Yeah.
was very good though.
You can't do it again.
He fucking killed it though.
Yeah, God, it was so fucking
And I didn't
good.
expect him to. Not anything against him, but you look at him, you're like, you're not going to
I
be
don't care if it
Oh,
hurts.
he fucking murdered it,
I want to
dude.
have control.
He did so good,
I want a
man.
perfect body.
Yeah, sing Hot Chocolate. Everyone's a winner.
What's hot chocolate?
That's the Everyone's a Winner song.
Oh.
If I was going to, I'm thinking about a couple songs I might do.
Nikki.
Josh doesn't do karaoke. He just tells other people what he wants to hear.
Yeah.
He'll be like, will you do this karaoke song for me? Like, I want you to sing it so I can hear it.
Tony, hey, Munkets, just come to the camp out, dude. Come on. Just come to the camp out. You've been like sad the last couple live streams. My premiere the other time, he was having a bad time too.
Yeah, come
to the camp out, dude. He lives in Vegas.
Yeah. Yesterday, Cindy and I went to Cocoa Beach and had dinner with Nikki Norris and Joseph. And she cooked this. I don't even know what it is, man. It was chicken with pineapple, and she actually used the pineapple as the bowl. She made this side dish, and then to top it off, donated 2 motorcycles. Yeah, no, they're awesome. A Yamaha, and then actually, you know what? Joseph said that he met you on the bike that he donated, the 550. The KDS.
He did. Yeah. I met his name back then was Lighted Up 550. And we did this thing where we went to a YouTuber motorcycle meetup, and we had like the smallest channels there. I'm not kidding. And he ended up we went to this bar called Stoney's. He ended up getting so fucking fucked up drunk. It was a wild time, man. You know who's on that too? Was Dave. You know Dave? Big Dave. He's done a live stream with us.
Oh yeah.
Dave was there for that. Like this was over 10 years ago.
Wow, wild.
Yeah, on YouTube. The video's still up. It's not been taken off. So.
Here, let's announce the winner.
All right. I'm gonna give you.
We got to finish my motorcycle.
So I don't know if it's because there's a lot of different names on there, so I don't know if this is the right person.
What do you mean you don't know if it's the right person?
Well, because I think it's in the chat. They bought their ticket not that long ago. It was definitely during the time we were on here. And the name looks very familiar in multiple ways, both for who it could be and someone else. So I don't want to say... Don't say it.
Oh. Yeah, that does look kind of familiar, but I don't know.
Yeah, it looks very familiar. And the city is not Tampa.
Oh.
But the area code is Tampa.
Wait, what?
It's got a Tampa area code. They just don't live in Tampa.
Wait, like...
That's not the city. It's not that. Don't say it. I'm just going to have David call him.
Tell Bob Sapp to speak into the mic.
Here.
I'm Bob Sapp.
Yeah, Bob Sapp.
That's what he said.
Who's Bob Sapp?
Bob Sapp is, do you remember, what's it? It's a movie with, God, I can't remember the movie. But he does MMA. He's a fighter. He's a big, huge guy.
Here, give me your phone. Put the number in so I can call it.
Oh, yeah.
Always make David put his phone number in.
He was in The Longest Yard.
I love The Longest Yard.
Yeah, he's a big, huge black guy who goes, I like little Mikey.
Don't do that to David.
Hey, Bob Sapp is a winner. Although he does get his ass beat every other time he fights because he's not much of a fighter.
Wait, I can't see the last part of their number. All right. I'm just going to say their middle name because the first one is like weird for the channel. So
it's not him.
It's so this
I checked my phone contacts, so it's
okay.
It's not somebody we know.
So it's probably somebody in the chat then.
It's definitely somebody in the chat. But it's not somebody we personally know.
So they bought a lot of tickets, so it's not surprising that it's them. So go ahead and give I still can't say his name, just call David.
Just call?
Yeah, just call.
Let's do it.
Middle name, last name. I don't want to say his last name.
Don't
yeah,
say
just
anything.
call. Just call, see if he answers.
Hey, how you doing? This is David.
So
Hey, this is David. Flip David and a blue mule, baby.
Flip the
I didn't know who it was.
All right. Well, I'm not kidding you.
I was was supposed to be down there today. One of my military brothers died, got killed on his bike a couple weeks ago, and we buried him today. And I couldn't get down because I wasn't feeling good.
Aw.
My condolences.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What was his name?
I had a feeling when I saw Josh saying, "Don't say it," but the name looks familiar, but it looks different. And I'm like, "No, get the hell!" But he's got a Tampa area code. Oh yeah, call me, baby, call me.
Well,
we might
David-
be able to make a deal, brother. I'll tell you what, we might be able to make a deal because my bike's been getting a little heavy for me since I'm.
Well, this one's low. Well, listen up, David. This one's low to the ground, dude. Slow and low, dude. Just how Mama likes it. Well, it's not slow. It goes fast, but it is low for you.
It's an Evo, a fast Evo. Yeah,
It's a
that's
fast
good.
Evo, dude. Well, listen up, baby. Like I've actually met this person in real life before, just once,
Yeah.
briefly. It was actually at, and I remember this, so don't ever think that I don't remember shit. Yeah, I remember I met you outside of. This is you flipping the Blue Mule, right?
Right.
All right, I didn't want to say it out loud because I was like I didn't know if it was you because the name on the
Yeah.
thing. So I remember we met outside of the beer shed.
Yep, right by Uncle Ugly.
Fuck,
And,
yes.
Yep.
Dude,
Remember, I
congratulations,
gave you a
man.
crap. I'm a little older, so you're Flip Junior now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were. I thought you were Flip Nah.
Dude, we thought it was Flip because I was looking at it.
And
I was like, "Yo,
like,
did
I
Flip
thi-
buy some tickets?"
Oh, that's
And I was
fine,
like freaking out because let me tell you what, dude. If Flip won the bike, everyone
Yeah, it
would
would
be
look
like,
so
"No, dude."
sketchy.
Yeah, it would. Kind of looks sketchy like this, but I buy tickets every time. I'm up to.
This still also
hell
kind of
yeah,
looks
Flip.
sketchy,
Yeah,
but
we're
like,
so grateful, Flip. Thank you so much.
but also like we were talking about, and so this one went a little higher.
I had issues growing up, and what you're doing for these kids is worth every bit of it.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Flip, we love you too. We'll send you a text later. We're gonna finish up the live stream, my brother.
All right.
All right, congratulations,
All right, man.
Flip. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Fucking finally, dude.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty.
I was like hoping because I think the last ones that we've done like 5 raffles where someone should have won and who was watching the video and they haven't.
Last time the person was in the chat.
Was he in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He took a while to answer, so that was like, oh, maybe why I thought he wasn't. Anyway, congratulations, David, whose name is also, I don't know if that's his real name or not. It is Flip. But
Well, congrats. to Flip.
congratulations, dude. You just won a very badass stepdad bike. And he's retired and old.
Is he a stepdad?
I don't know if he's a stepdad. He's old enough to be one for sure, though. That's very cool, man. I would say that we'll fly you down so you can ride it back, but I don't want to do that to you. It's a great bike. It would make it.
Hi, Bo.
It's in perfect condition. But it's a bar hopper for sure. Definitely a bar hopper. Not a
No,
it's
dude,
not a
that would be
cross-country
savage
bike.
to send somebody cross country.
So
that.
what I always say is today, Flipping the Bew Mule got rewarded for being a good person. And every once in a while you do. But that's never why you do the right thing. You do the right thing because it feels good. You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And it changes somebody else's life. But every once in a while, karma takes her big, fat, sticky finger and sticks it right in your face. Every once in a while that actually happens. And so it feels pretty good to see it happen. I like that.
Yeah.
You guys rock. I want everyone to feel good about their donations. I want everyone to feel good about what they've done. I want everyone to make it down to the October camp out and see what your money has actually done. I want everyone to have faith that Forgotten Angels is coming to a place near you. I want everyone to know that our mission and what you're helping support, and can I say it will happen? I don't know, man. I can't tell the future. But what we're striving to do is take what we do here and make us your neighbors. That's what you're supporting. That's what we're trying to do. And you're also supporting what we're doing here right now. But what we're doing here right now is in a small corner of Florida. the amount of people we could possibly help in the future is much greater. We're trying to come to you. We're trying to, when you drive around your hometown and you see what's happening there, that's what we're trying to come solve. And I don't know who's going to do that. All I do is talk about it. The how is up to somebody else. So David, fucking looking. The how is up to somebody else, man. But that's what we're doing, and I believe in it. I believe it's going to happen, 100%. Maybe Cindy. Cindy believes it. Cindy believes harder than anybody I've ever met. And this was originally Cindy's foundation, before David even met her.
Well,
She's a believer.
It's still her foundation.
He couldn't leave her if he tried.
She's definitely the boss.
And then he saw her.
And now I'm a believer. Dude, that was good. What a great transition. Damn. On that note, until next time, y'all. You are bad people doing good things. We are good-hearted villains and dangerous women. And I'm going to see every single one of you in October. Let's rock and roll.
No, we're going to see all you guys on Sunday.